Okay, so in our first example in this lesson, basically what we're doing is, right now we have our goal that I wrote in the past few videos. Now we have a 3-term expression that we are wanting to factor, but the only thing we know how to factor right now is a 4-term expression. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through the steps of how to turn a 3-term expression like this into a 4-term expression so that we can factor it, since we know what to do from there. So the last few videos we worked on product and sum, right? So now we're going to identify what our product and what our sum is from our expressions. So these two terms multiplied together gives us 20x squared. This is going to be our product. Okay? So our product, what we did last lesson was list the multiples of it, right? So let's go ahead and list our multiples of 20x squared. We have x, and when I write x, I mean 1x. I just don't really want to write the 1. You can if that helps you. 20x, 2x, 10x, 4x, 5x, and again, all of their negatives. So we have negative x, negative 20x, negative 2x, negative 10x, negative 4x, negative 5x. So now these are being multiplied together. These multiples to find our 20x squared. Now let's identify our sum. Our sum is just this middle term. So in a 3-term expression, our sum is always the term that has one x, right, instead of an x squared. So our sum is 9x. Now which one of our multiples will add to give us 9x? We already know they work for multiplying to our 20x squared, but which is going to add to give us our sum? Well, when you look for a little bit, it's going to be these two. They're going to be positive. So we have positive 4x and positive 5x. Those two are going to be the terms that we use. So we'll write it in our diamond real quick. 20x squared, 9x, 4x, 5x, right? So you don't need to do this, but I'm doing that because we did it in the past, if that helps. Now, what we want to do is we want to create our 4-term expression, right? So we have our 3-term, but we just found our 2x terms. So our new expression is going to be x squared plus 4x plus 5x plus 20. Right, so all we did, we found our 2 terms. Those 2 x terms replace our sum, or our 1 x term that we started with in our original expression. Right, so now we have a 4-term expression, which we have dealt with before, so we know how to factor this using our grouping method. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to separate this. I'm just going to put parentheses around here. Right? Now let's find our GCFs. And what is our GCF of the first part? It's going to be x, and of our second part, 5. So let's factor those out and see what we get. We get x times x plus 4 plus 5 is our other GCF multiplied by x plus 4. Again, notice we're on the right track because we have the same thing here as we do here. So let's factor that out. X plus 4 multiplied by our GCF, which is x plus 5. And this is our final factored form of our original expression, right? So we got here by putting our 3-term expression into a 4-term expression, which we know how to deal with. Okay, so that's the end of that example. We're going to work on one more before you guys get into the next lesson. So same steps, just a different expression. Okay, so our new one is going to be 2x squared plus 19x plus 24. Same thing, using the grouping method. Let's go ahead and find our multiples and the 2 multiples that will work in our 4-term expression. So what is our product? Our product is 2 times 2x squared times 24, which gives us 48x squared. Let's find our multiples of it. X times 48x, negative x times negative 48x. There's a lot here. 2x times 24x, negative 2x times negative 24x, 3x times 16x, negative 3x times negative 16x. Let's see, 4x times 12x, negative 4x times negative 12x. And one more, or 2 more, I guess. 6x times 8x, negative 6x times negative 8x. So see, some of these can have a lot of multiples, so it is very important that you get all of them, that way you're not missing any when we're working with our sum. So all of these work for our product, and our sum is going to be 19x. So what 2 multiples will add to get us 19x? Take a minute to try to find it. Hopefully you found it, but it's going to be these 2 terms right here, right? Because they multiply to give us 48x squared, and they add to give us 19x. So let's go ahead and use those to create our 4-term expression. And I'm not going to write a diamond because you don't need it. If you need it, go ahead and write it, but it's not necessary. It's not helping us much. So our 4-term expression is going to be 2x squared plus 3x plus 16x plus 24. Right, so now we have a 4-term expression. And let's go ahead and go through the steps of making it into 2 parts, finding the GCF, factoring that out, and then putting it in our final factored form. So I'll just go ahead and use red for this. Let's make our 2 parts. Right, now let's find our GCF. Our GCF here is going to be x. Our GCF here is going to be 8. Right, let's factor those out. What do we get? X times 2x plus 3, right? Multiply, you get 2x squared. Multiply, you get 3x. Our other GCF is a positive 8. What are we left with? We are left with 2x plus plus 3, multiply these together, you get 16x, multiply together, you get positive 24. So now from here, we see that we are on the right track because we have a 2x plus 3 and 2x plus 3. So since we have those together, or not together, but those are the same, let's go ahead and pull that out or factor it out. 2x plus 3 times, what's in pink, x plus 8. Right, so that is our final factored form from the expression, from our 4-term expression here, which is also the same as our 3-term expression above, 2x squared plus 19x plus 24. And we end up with 2x plus 3 times x plus 8.